Have you ever wondered how to rock a pregnancy journey while keeping it wholesome? Well, I've got you covered because in this video, we're going to kickstart your journey with part one of a two-part series as we spend the next 10 minutes or so going through how to prepare for pregnancy from 3 to 6 months out so you and your baby can have the healthiest and happiest experience ever. Hi, I'm Dr. Renee, also known as the libidoologist. I help women balance their hormones naturally. And as a board certified OB/GYN and functional medicine doc, I do know a thing or two about not only how to get pregnant, but how to have a healthy pregnancy. Let's be honest, many, if not most women, decide to start their pregnancy journey as soon as they feel the desire to get pregnant. However, with increasing rates of such things as infertility and developmental disorders in children, it's essential to consider a more proactive approach. I personally recommend preparing your body by prioritizing your health before welcoming a growing baby, ensuring the best possible environment for their development. And a little disclaimer before we get into it, the videos on this channel are for informational and educational purposes only. They are not to be used as professional medical advice. And yes, I am a doctor, but I am not your doctor. So if you have a specific health or medical concern, please consult your own personal physician or healthcare professional. Okay, let's dive into it. 6 months prior to getting pregnant, we're going to be focusing on nutrition. Number one, clean eating. I want you to say goodbye to overly processed and packaged foods. Take a good look at your diet and start transitioning towards an 80-ish% whole food, 20-ish% processed food balance. Those packaged goodies, while they might be convenient, they're often lacking in nutrients and packed with added sugars that can mess with your body's balance. So focus on real nutritious food that will set the stage for a healthy pregnancy. Number two, go organic. If you can swing it, opt for organic options, especially when it comes to animal protein, wild fish, and the fruits and veggies from the Environmental Working Group's Dirty Dozen list. Non-organic animal products can carry hormones and toxins, while the pesticides on the produce in the Dirty Dozen list can potentially hinder conception. So let's be mindful and keep things clean and green. I want you to load up on healthy fats, lean meats, and a rainbow of veggies. And remember, balance is key. This macronutrient and micronutrient rich diet is a fertility superstar, which will help you maintain balanced hormones and optimal fertility. Remember, this way of eating isn't just for these 6 months, it's a blueprint for a healthy pregnancy, too. A 2019 study in Advances in Nutrition stated unhealthy dietary patterns, which were characterized by high intakes of refined grains, processed meats, and foods high in saturated fat and sugar, were associated with lower birth weight babies. However, adherence to healthy dietary patterns during pregnancy was significantly related to lower risk of preterm birth. And a 2018 study in Frontiers in Public Health Diets showed that diets high in unsaturated fats, whole grains, vegetables, and fish have been associated with improved fertility in both men and women. So the current evidence on the role of dairy, alcohol, and caffeine is not consistent. Saturated fats and sugar have been associated with poorer fertility outcomes in men and women. This is a stage that we're going to start cutting out alcohol. We're putting the brakes on alcohol now. We can't pinpoint a safe level of alcohol consumption during pregnancy, so let's just make it a rule to skip it altogether before we even try to conceive. I want you to be mindful of safety first. And this is a time that we're going to become super conscious of our caffeine consumption. While caffeine isn't off limits, moderation is key. If you're used to more than 2 cups of coffee a day, let's scale that back to 1 to 2 cups maximum. Over 200 milligrams of caffeine per day might up the risk of miscarriage or low birth weight. So let's keep things in check. And this is a time for us to be mindful of our well-being. You have come so far already. We're talking about eating mostly whole foods and a balanced diet where we're going to try to eat organic and cut out alcohol and be mindful of our caffeine. At this juncture, it's important to note that this isn't the time for active weight loss or intense detoxing. If you're planning a pregnancy a year in advance, that is the ideal window to focus on weight loss and detoxing. Right now, we're all about nurturing your body and nurturing your mind as you prepare to welcome new life. Your well-being is our priority. So let's focus on positive, mindful choices that support your journey. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe and consider sharing it with someone who may be considering a pregnancy in the next 6 to 12 months and who wants to take a more holistic approach. Maybe this video will give them some insight as to how to do that. Okay, moving on to 5 months prior to getting pregnant, it's all about detoxing. And I know I just talked about not intensely detoxing at 6 months or less out from getting pregnant, but we're talking about detoxing our beauty products and our environment. So, number one, chemical free beauty. We're going to talk about self care, but with a little twist. I want you to start saying goodbye to beauty products that are loaded with chemicals like phthalates and parabens. These sneaky culprits can mess with your body's hormone production, including the all important estrogen, and put a wrench in your fertility journey. I want you to opt for clean, non toxic beauty products that will have you glowing from the inside and out. I'll be sure to link my favorite non toxic brand below. A toxic free home. Let's talk about plastics and do a plastic detox. It's time to rethink plastics. These everyday items like storage containers, Ziploc bags, cups, and plates might be harboring chemicals like BPA, BPS, and BPF. When heated, these chemicals can leach into your food and drinks, causing all sorts of hormone havoc. Let's make the switch to safer alternatives and keep those endocrine disruptors at bay. The National Library of Medicine 2018 research made it quite clear that metals and chemicals in air, water, food, as well as health and beauty aids are damaging fertility in so many ways. These toxicants are causing men to experience decreasing sperm counts and sperm function, while women are suffering from progressively worse anovulation, meaning they're not releasing the egg to get pregnant, impaired implantation, and loss of fetal viability. If you'd like to learn more about a holistic approach to women's health, be sure to come find me on social media. I am at Dr. Renee Wallenstein on all platforms. Okay, moving on to 4 months prior to getting pregnant, we're getting our stress in check. Number one, you're going to be on a me time mission. It's time to carve out at least 30 minutes daily that's just for you. I don't care if it's getting lost in a book, breaking a sweat, finding Zen through meditation, or taking a peaceful walk. I want you to prioritize whatever fills your cup and brings you joy. Remember, self-care can often take a back seat when little one arrives. So establishing this routine now will set the stage for a happier, healthy pregnancy later on. Number two, stress check. Stress needs to meet the exit door because it can seriously mess with your fertility game. So it's time to kick it to the curb. Take a good look at your stressors and work on effective ways to manage them. Your body and fertility will thank you for creating a serene environment. A 2014 study showed that higher levels of stress, as measured by salivary alpha amylase, were associated with a longer time to pregnancy and an increased risk of infertility. A new study led by the School of Public Health finds that higher levels of stress are associated with lower odds of conception for women. Next up, we are going to move that body. Yes, it is time to groove. Regular exercise isn't just a health boost for pregnancy, it can also give your fertility a leg up. So start incorporating exercise into your routine now before pregnancy kicks in. Your future self and baby would both appreciate the healthier foundation that you're laying down. And if you found this video helpful and you'd like to learn more about functional medicine, be sure to watch the video where I talked about the difference between conventional medicine, which is a type of medicine your regular doc practices, and functional medicine, which is what I practice. And that's all I have for you this week. Be sure to join me right back here next week, where we're going to move on to part 2 of this series. And I'll give you some more holistic health pointers for months 1 to 3 prior to getting pregnant. Ciao.